2 more steps. He said, your next step is you're going to go to CIA headquarters, and there are 4 offices that are interested in interviewing you. You'd expect maybe a sociologist, but no, this was an anthropologist. So I sit there, and one of them says, describe your relationship with your mother. And I said, yeah, my mom and I are close. She was very nurturing and always encouraged me and, drove me around to Little League and whatever. Was your father the disciplinarian in the family? And I said, no. I said, my dad's a big, strong guy, but he's very gentle. And I think he probably would be afraid, to hurt us if he were to be the disciplinarian. It's just not in his nature. He's a sweet guy. Have you ever betrayed a friendship? And I remember how I responded. I said, ooh, I don't think so. Ooh. I said, let me think about it for a second. And they go, no. That's what we were looking for. I said, oh, okay. And then one of them says, go into the next room. We're going to take some hair, some blood, and some piss, and then you can go home. I said, okay. So I gave him some hair, some blood, and some piss. I got home again. My wife's like, how'd it go? I said, I have no idea.
Could you tell, did they say anything about not saying anything to your wife about who you were talking to, though?
They told me I could tell my wife, but not anybody outside of that.
Tell her that it was CIA.
Yeah, I couldn't tell anybody. Just in case.
But they let you tell her.
Yeah, they let me tell her. They give you some wiggle room with your spouse, but they also strongly encourage agency romances.
Yes.
Strongly, which,
leads to their league and everything.
Everything. Yeah. Everything from an LGBTQ club to quilting to gospel singing. Yeah.
Gospel singing.
Oh, listen, I was in the CIA softball league for like 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Where literally every team is just CIA people.
You dress up in like the black site uniforms?
Oh, crazy. Yeah, pretty much. Crazy.
So you're allowed to tell your wife about this, though, and that's like after you've done the questioning. After you've done the questioning right there, they're like, go home again?
Yeah, just go home. So Bob calls me. He's like, oh, my God, it was great. You blew the doors off. I said, okay. I said, honestly, Bob, and I still don't know who Bob was. I don't even know if his name really was Bob.
Probably not.
I think because he was Jerry Post's contact, he was the head of HR, like the actual head of HR.
The head of HR.
Yeah, for the CIA. But I don't know. Nobody ever told me. So he said, 2 more steps. He said, your next step is you're going to go to CIA headquarters, and there are 4 offices that are interested in interviewing you. And then if one or more decide they want to make an offer, then you go through the background investigation and the polygraph. And I said, okay. So it was Near East operations. They decided they were not interested in me, interestingly enough. There was what's called the, I forget what it is. It's like some 6-month program where you just get kind of a smattering of everything, and then they decide where to put you later. They weren't interested. But then I got an offer from the analytic branch that covers North Korea, which I knew literally nothing about, and a branch that Dr. Post created, that does only psychology for the Persian Gulf. And that was a natural fit for me. And then when I started, on my first day, they said, we're going to put you on Iraq.
Wait, did you go to the farm or anything before?
No.
No, they just...
I went to the farm later.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there 4 months before I went to the farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they hire you, like you've just gone through these
Direct
like 4
hire.
different days where Bob was telling you to go places.
And they did the investigation, they did the polygraph, which freaked me out because I had never had a polygraph exam before, right? And
what kind of questions did they ask you?
It's the pre-hire and after your first 3 years are called full lifestyle polygraph. Everything else is called a counterintelligence polygraph. So they only care about, unauthorized contact with a foreign intelligence officer. This was all about, drinking, smoking, drugs, weird sex, crimes, that kind of thing.
Did you have anything, that you thought would be a potential resume breaker in your past? Nothing?
No.
So you didn't have a problem with the polygraphs?
No. Blew right through it. There was one question, and I was freaked out when she told me, the polygrapher told me, you're reacting to one question, it's tripping you up, and we're gonna have to ask it again. And I was like, oh my God, please don't let it be the gay question, because how am I gonna explain this to my friends? I blew right through the whole process, except now they think I'm gay, right? So I said, well, what's the question? And she says, it's with your credit card usage. And I said, my credit card usage? I said, I only have but 2 credit cards.
Like I'm poor.
Yeah. Right? I was only making 18 grand a year. Truth. So they asked me again about my credit cards, and I answered truthfully, and then I passed. And they're not supposed to tell you if you pass. So I said, how did I do? And she goes, we're not allowed to say one way or the other. And she winks at me. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I made it.
She probably got fired for that.
I made it. I still remember her. She was very attractive young black woman. She's about my age. So Bob called and he said, hey, congrats. Expect a letter from us. And I got the letter and it said, congratulations, you've been hired into the Directorate of Intelligence Office of Leadership Analysis.
And for the Persian Gulf.
For the Persian Gulf.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.